Thank you very much for coming to second Pub Supporting People Day here in Australia. We're obviously at the Tumba Hotel today. Hope you're enjoying your time so far. You've got some great publicans here in Greg and Sue, who most of you would probably know. And they've been pivotal in the community over the last 12 months. Just listening to the stories over the last 24 hours since we arrived here from Adelaide. By the way, my name's John Hart. I'm from the website greataussiepubs.com.au, aka the Pub Whisperer. And today is a day where we're raising funds for mental health research and solutions through the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation and Just Listening Community. They're back in Adelaide. They're doing some really good work. But at the heart of every community is a pub. And the pubs are the hubs, and that's where it really counts. So the fact that you've got a great team here, you've got Greg and Sue in the kitchen, you've got Lee and Amy, and you've got the rest of the team here looking after the community, especially during the fires and the floods, particularly during the fires, is something we've come all the way from Adelaide to celebrate. Great publicans looking after the community. So, today I'll just do a bit of an acknowledgement to country before a lot of you get on to your meals. The Tumba Hotel is a place where we come together to talk, drink, eat, and spread good cheer throughout the community, and we can talk about each other's mental health. We want to look out for each other. It's formerly known as Henneke's Hotel, but it's been around for about 100 years. I don't know if everybody knows that one. But before there were bitumen roads here and shops filling the streets, before settlers turned the trees into things that we can use in our homes, what were the first people doing on this land on country? Perhaps they, like us, were gathering to celebrate, sharing stories, dancing and singing, sharing food, making connections between people and places. So I'd just like to acknowledge that the people here, the Ngarigo people, acknowledge that the ancestors and their continuing connection to country and the traditional owners of this land. So, can we today, or maybe today, listen to each other's stories, but in time listen to their stories and the way that they lived and related to country, and maybe we can discover this and through our own efforts, a way of living that is respectful of and in balance with the natural world and the forces behind it. So just hands up here. How many of you guys found it tough during COVID-19 in the last year? Or at least how many of you guys were affected? Anybody here that was affected by coronavirus? No? Well, maybe you went into a pub, or maybe it was this pub and you couldn't drink standing up, or you couldn't sing and you couldn't dance. I guess in that way, you were affected. You might have had to socially isolate. You couldn't stand within 6 feet of your best friend. So in some ways, we're all affected by what went on over the last 12 months now. And statistically, if you look at what the government has put out in figures on people's mental health, the rate of people going into mental hospitals is up 30% on this time last year. And they reckon with JobKeeper, when that finishes, the rate of suicide could go up by 50%. That's what they're saying. So when that ends, who knows what's going to happen and how people will cope. But it is important that the community does come together again. We look after each other, which is why we're here for the Pub Supporting People Day, and to support people like Greg and Sue, the publicans, who do look after you. And it's funny, not every pub has got welcoming and generous publicans like you've got here. Back in 2017, I travelled around Australia and I filmed 30 pubs on the journey. We visited everywhere from Daily Waters up in the Northern Territory over to Garradunga Hotel over in Queensland, and every other pub that we could get to along the way. So it was a 20,000k trip, and I found that obviously the country pubs, the bush pubs, have got that heart and that community, and obviously Tumbarumba is blessed to have that as well here in at the Tumba Hotel. So just like you to raise your glass if you could, and just say big thanks to Greg and Sue, publicans of the pub, and let's look forward to a prosperous next 12 months as we move out of this coronavirus, hopefully, and bring the community together. It's already together. It's fantastic. So well done, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to let Molly get back on stage and sing you some more tunes, but hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very, very much for coming and for donating to Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation and the Just Listening community. Cheers, guys. Thank you.